From the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is First Coast News at 6.
We are tracking the tropics for you. Hurricane hunters are off the coast of southeast Florida now.
They're monitoring an area of low pressure that could become the first Atlantic hurricane of this season. We will see. At least it might be a depression. We'll have team coverage on the tropical threat. Both meteorologists, as you see, Mike Pringley and Tim Deegan, are monitoring the latest developments with that low pressure system.
Michelle Casada is live at the beach with more on this impact and how it could have an impact, especially on rip currents. But let's start with Tim Deegan tonight. Everybody's wondering what is going to happen here.
All right, so bottom line, if this goes exactly as forecast, notice I'm using the term this as opposed to specifically a name, because this could become very different things as we go through the next couple of days. But if it goes as forecast, bottom line, we're primarily looking at increasing seas, rip currents, and coastal showers. But I must say it's a big if right now, because the system continues to become better organized. And as mentioned by Shannon and Jeannie, we're just now getting the information from the hurricane hunters that are in the system. We'll go back and take a look at some of those numbers in which we see the lower pressure, the winds at 38 miles per hour. It's pretty darn close to becoming a tropical depression, could become a tropical storm. Right now headed southwest, so not toward us, but that track is going to shift. So we're not saying lose any sleep over this, but certainly start to keep a very close watch on the forecast. We'll have much more on what's to happen days ahead in just a few minutes. For now, Mike Prangley is going to cover what's going to happen over the next couple of hours. Mike?
Hey, thank you, Tim. And it's good to have live Doppler radar. Basically, you're looking live at a developing tropical system and its circulation. And this thing does have a big circulation. You know how we know this? Well, take a look. What's missing here? We don't have any thunderstorms nearby like we normally do, so it's like a big vacuum cleaner with lots of suction, bringing all the moisture out toward the center of it, which is still far to the south of us. So what we are on is the subsidence side, or the dry side of this developing system, and it is telling us likely a formidable storm that will form. And in fact, as we look at live Doppler radar and zoom in, we're quiet now, but the first effects, the first bands with this possible tropical system will start to move right along the coast, and we'll see some increasing showers and thunderstorms, especially off to the south and east as we head into later tomorrow and especially Wednesday, along with some dangerous surf and seas. We'll break down the local impacts and time it out minute by minute coming up.
All right, thank you so much. So the Atlantic could be pretty feisty. The question is, when's it all going to start and how long is it going to last?
Michelle Casada continues our team coverage with the rising risk of rip currents and live at Jack's Beach tonight. Michelle?
Jeannie, Shannon, good evening. There is a rip current advisory in effect. You'll see red flags up along the beach, warning beachgoers that there is a high hazard for strong surf and strong currents. Now, lifeguards know they're going to be pretty busy this week. That's why they want beachgoers to know what to expect before they go out for a swim. Every 3 or 4 blocks, you'll see a lifeguard on a tower. And on a day like today, that red flag means you'll want to stay in their sight.
Well, we've got northeast winds that are blowing up bigger waves and increasing the energy that powers rip currents. It's going to be changing the contour of the bottom, and we're expecting strong rips today, tomorrow, for the next few days.
Beachgoers are urged not to go too far in and keep an eye on their children. Helen St. John brought her granddaughter out, but didn't know it was going to be a rough beach day.
It's really rough. It is really rough. It pulled us right out, like when we just went out there a little bit to our knees, and it did pull us out there a bit. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I was telling Lynn it's rough.
Officials warn swimmers to stay 100 feet away from piers and jetties. And another thought, if you're planning on going for a swim,
if you're not a strong swimmer, this might not be the day to go swimming at all.
Captain Emma Heiser says there hasn't been a need for rescues because his guards are taking preventative measures, but swimmers need to stay alert.
Swimming in front of a lifeguard will prevent you from getting in a rip in the first place. So listen to the lifeguard's whistle. If you hear somebody whistling at you, look and see if they're whistling at you.
And as you heard Captain Emma Heiser, it's going to be rough for the next couple of days. Those flags, the colors will be changing depending on the conditions, but you can find out what the conditions are before even heading to the beach. You can do that by going to ripcurrents.noaa.gov. Again, that website is ripcurrents.noaa.gov, and you can check those conditions. Reporting live from Jacksonville Beach, I'm Michelle Casada, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Michelle, thank you very much. Campaign signs of an African-American congressional candidate spray-painted white.
Some call the move an act of bigotry and hate. First Coast News reporter Andrew Cabasso talked with the candidate, and he's live downtown now.
Well, Jeannie, good evening to you. Glo Smith has been campaigning for that District 5 congressional seat for about a year. Take a look. This is what her signs are supposed to look like. They're up all through the district, but tonight she says the way some of these signs have been changed is disturbing, but she adds she's willing to take those down, put new ones up, and move forward.
I'm not sure who did this or why.
This is what at least one of Glo Smith's signs looked like. Her face spray painted white.
We've had some yard signs stolen, which is to be expected, but to have it defaced is something different.
As teams worked Monday to look across the district for other vandalized signs, the District 5 candidate says as disturbing as it is,
personally it was hurtful.
She's using it as a motivator.
It's that one thing that I need to make me keep going.
Corinne Brown represents District 5 now. She says vandalizing the signs isn't just illegal, it's also hateful.
Whatever happened was unfortunate.
And while she has a message for whoever's responsible,
whoever did that with the signs, cut it out.
Smith says she's forgiven that person with the hope it doesn't happen again.
I would hope that their hearts would be touched and changed, and that they would realize that not only did they break the law, but perhaps that, they'll think twice before doing it again.
And local and state election officials told me today they won't step in and look into the vandalism unless candidate Smith asks them to do that. That's something she says she won't be doing. Reporting live, I'm Andrew Capasso, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Andrew, thank you very much. A community in West Jacksonville wants answers and help following the murder of a man who was trying to help a friend. Ted Dorarico is identified as a victim. This is according to family. And according to police, the shooting happened during an armed robbery. Roger Weeder is live tonight at Normandy Estates.
Well, Shannon, the Hispanic community that lives in this mobile home village is upset. They want answers and they want help. What happened here last night, a man, a father of two, jumped in to help a friend. He took 3 gunshots. But here in this community today, the Hispanic community was telling me they are on the receiving end of a lot of crime. Most people you talk to, especially among the Hispanic community, express concern about crime. Have there been problems out here?
Yeah, I live here 5 months. I'm stolen in my house 2 times.
He described break-ins. Ramona Barrow says she was robbed of her wallet.
Not in my house, outside.
You've been robbed outside?
Yeah, I'm scared right now. Everybody's scared. Nobody go outside right now.
Plenty of residents outside the trailer where a father of 2 was murdered Sunday night. He went to help a friend who says 2 men with a gun tried to rob him of his wallet. His friend jumped in and was killed.
He took a shovel with him just in case. That's when they shot him 3 times.
In this neighborhood, a meeting is planned with management to discuss crime and solutions.
We don't have lighting, like when it's dark at night. We need to have at least a few more cameras in the front or, random places.
Antonio Gonzalez is organizing the community effort. He's asked everyone to bring their police reports to show their fears are real.
All the police reports, so we can show them. This cannot be happening.
Now, a violent crime, murder, is on their minds, combined with everything else, has this resident talking about options.
I want to get out. I don't want to stay here. I'm scared right now.
You want to leave?
I want to leave.
Management here at Normandy Estates had no comment on the murder last night or the other crimes, but tomorrow evening there will be a community meeting here as the Hispanic community wants answers and protection as they feel they are targets of crime. Reporting live from the west side, Roger Weeder, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Raj, let's keep this story going right now. Ann Schendler takes a closer look at crime statistics in that neighborhood we're talking about.
This JSO website lets you search any neighborhood for just about any crime. But the kind of crime described by the people of Normandy Estates as frequent and reported to police is noticeably absent from this map. We looked for all crime within a 1-mile radius of Normandy Estates and found 0 crimes, not a single report. The website disclaimer says the information might not present a complete picture. The Normandy Estates picture is a stark contrast with this neighborhood just next door, which has 50 or so reported crimes since the start of the year. We asked JSO for answers. Spokesperson Melissa Bujeda wouldn't say whether or not the map was accurate. She did tell us the only way to find out would be to submit a request for calls for service, address, by address for each of the 300 homes in the development. We've asked for that information, and we'll let you know when we get it. I'm Ann Schindler, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Thank you. The victims of a deadly murder over the weekend on the west side have been identified now. According to JSO, 17-year-old Dennis Rickman and 41-year-old Judith Henry were found dead inside a home in the 5600 block of South Shady Pine Street. A man who lives at the home is said to have found them just about 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. So if you have any information about this, police would appreciate a call. Call JSO or you can call Crime Stoppers, 866-845-TIPS.
Bringing a popular Key West restaurant to St. Augustine. You'll hear from the millionaire looking to make it happen and where he wants it to happen.
Plus the good news, the U.S. men's soccer team received heading into their match tomorrow against Belgium. An iconic restaurant on the First Coast may soon be changing.
That's right. The Santa Maria restaurant's been in St. Augustine for decades, but it could become a popular restaurant right out of Key West. From our Southern Bureau tonight, Jessica Clark spoke to the man behind it all, Pat Croce. This is his first on-camera interview about the project.
Well, the Santa Maria restaurant sits right here on the water, by the marina, by the Bridge of Lions, and there's one man who's already poured in millions of dollars of his own money into St. Augustine on other projects who would like to work on this project.
It's not waterfront, it's in the water.
Pat Croce is taking his trademark enthusiasm for creating something new out of the old when it comes to the Santa Maria restaurant. He wants to bring the concept from his wildly popular half-shell raw bar in Key West to St. Augustine.
To put that same kind of fresh fish, seafood, shuckers going all day right here on the Matanzas River so the boats can pull up or people can walk down.
Croce, the former president of the Philadelphia 76ers, has fallen in love with St. Augustine in the last 5 years.
I really got to love this city. I've adopted it outside Philadelphia as my other home. I have a home here as well.
He created and opened the St. Augustine Pirate Museum in 2010 and then completely renovated the Colonial Quarter Outdoor Museum that opened in 2013. Now he sees the Santa Maria as a gem to polish with some much needed renovation.
Jessica, the opportunity for the Santa Maria, one of those iconic structures in the water, comes around once in a lifetime.
He doesn't own it yet.
I have the option, I have the letter agreement, and we're in the due diligence process as we speak.
He's dealing with the city and meeting with neighbors to see if he could renovate and then add some similar signage and even a dock with 24 boat slips. Croce may encounter some pushback from those in the neighboring marina with the proposed dock, but Croce says he'll even shift its angle if that helps other boats with access. Ultimately, he wants to simply add his take on a St. Augustine staple from the early 1900s.
So it's got great heritage, and so why change that? Why not accentuate it and accelerate it? And it bit the history bug in me.
The Santa Maria project still needs to go through various levels of approval before all is said and done. The next meeting is with the Planning and Zoning Board, and that's Tuesday afternoon. In St. Augustine, Jessica Clark, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Well, that sounds fun. Thanks, Jess. How about some more good news on a Monday? Applause. Bravo! We are happy to see folks stepping up to help our new project, Operation Orion. The nonprofit group Critters had a big, and they are giving $1,022. That's awesome. Remember, the Weaver Foundation is matching donations now, so that means $2,000 from Critters, a rescue group in Palm Coast. Operation Orion is our project to help Canines for Warriors give custom-trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD or traumatic brain injury.
So impressed because it takes rescue dogs and veterans and it helps them both out at the same time. This is a great organization.
So that's Joanne Smearden, the co-founder of Critters, and we could use your help too. Veterans come from all over the country to the Canines for Warriors program here in Ponte Vedra, but the waiting list right now, folks, it's way too long. It's a year just to get in this program. So how about a fundraiser, maybe a raffle at your job? Or this is new. You can stop by any Firehouse subs and round up this month. Firehouse will donate all the change you want to give to Operation Orion when you choose to help.
A properly hot day here in the beautiful part of our little world. This is video just off Metro Park there. Pretty day down there. Now, for the first time this season, what's brewing in the Atlantic is trumping the heat for news, for weather headlines.
It is. It's been so quiet, but this shows you things can turn on a dime. Yeah, we'll go into the 4th of July by Friday, much quieter as that system moves away. All right, so we'll be on the drier side again by Friday into the weekend. Hot as a firecracker, though, with temperatures well in the 90s.
Thank you, Mike.
Good. Big game tomorrow.
Hello, everybody. Josie Altidore trained with the U.S. national soccer team and is, quote, available when they face Belgium in tomorrow's knockout round at 4 o'clock. Altidore went down in Team USA's opener against Ghana with a strained left hamstring and has not touched the field since. He had denied wrongdoing in a statement to FIFA, saying he simply collided with the Italian defender's shoulder. A heartwarming reunion, how an 8-year-old girl's dad, who is a Marine, surprised her at a baseball game after having an extended tour of duty in Afghanistan. We're taking you to the heart of the game when you come back. First from you. Yesterday, Seattle Seahawks defensive end and former Clay High star Cliff Averill hosted his first family fun day in Green Cove Springs. The two met in the infield for a long-awaited embrace. Gary Crawford, who is in the Marines, had just returned from Afghanistan after an extended tour of duty. The high school football season kicks off 2 months from today, but all this week we're talking prep football. Tonight, all new at 7, we're focusing on the Reigns Vikings. I'll see you at 7 over on ABC 25.
We'll know a little bit more in next 12 hours or so about this.
That's right. It'll be critical. The hurricane hunters are flying in right now, and they found some wind speeds up to 38 miles per hour, but you need sustained wind of 39. So we're very close on that threshold. We'll keep you updated. 7-day forecast shows things going downhill Wednesday into Thursday.
Yeah, definitely want to pay attention to this. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, everybody.